So what you're looking here are images from a Super Bowl commercial with Tom Brady when he shuts down, and then the Duracell scientist replaces his batteries. So in the lower picture, you see the bright blue wires. Well, the frequency for the color 666 is blue, and you guessed it, all these smart cities are going to be blue, as in Lucifer. So what they're going to do is they're going to be connecting humans to the Internet of Bodies, because we're going to be, in other words, supplying the energy to the smart city, because these low entities feed off our energy and they feed off our blood supply. In other words, our consciousness is being unlocked and we're breaking out of the matrix, and they want to lock us back into the matrix to enslave us, and we will be powering the smart cities and everything. And if you ever notice the Anunnakis, right, they will have a watch. So I'm going to also share with you a video that this guy posted about watches, especially smart watches. And for those that don't know, that the word smart means to hurt or cause pain.
Turn of the century that the human body is almost 80%, 90% water, and it's also got electrolytes in it, which we know to be salt, potassium, different minerals. That means we're a salt battery. No different than the car battery, different than something like that. And there's a patent actually called the Cali patent, which I'll hold up here for the camera to see. And this patent actually was developed in 1897, and not much has been done with it, because at that time everyone was afraid of electricity. In this case, Dr. Clark developed a product using a 9-volt battery. I'll just show you in the back here. There it is, 9-volt battery. And this particular unit, you just snap on your wrist with 2 wristbands.
I'll have a minute. Yeah.
You snap it on your wrist just to prove that I'm a circuit. I push the little green light, and the thing is on. And if I put my hands together, you can hear that I'm a circuit, and I'm a closed circuit at this point. Now with
Why
that,
do we get a sound when you put your hands together?
because I've closed the circuit. Now when I take my hands apart, obviously the electricity is now being able to flow through the body. The electricity can't go through the digestive tract, so in the digestive tract, to kill the microorganisms, the specific parasites, she's found the effectiveness of the black walnut, which the native Indians used for cleansing many years ago. The black walnut, in its green hull form, kills many of the microorganisms, and in conjunction with another product called wormwood and cloves, typical cloves that you would get at the store, these 3 in combination have the ability to go in and kill all the pathogens.
Nonsense. Well, check this. This is a muscle test, and this is Dr. John Hott performing a muscle test on a person wearing a watch. And what he noticed was whenever a person would wear a watch, they would become very weak on the arm that they're wearing the watch, because it was changing the meridian lines of the body. Similar to those smartwatches, which are just cooking the meridian lines of the heart, people get very weak. He also noticed that if people were under artificial light, such as fluorescence and that toxic light, they would get weak too. And lastly, he noticed when they would wear artificial clothes made out of polyester, polyurethane, and plastic, they would demonstrate that they were weaker. Seems like there's some sort of agenda here, that's for sure. But he did a lot of studies on light, and he also did a lot of studies on all the different things with how these things can impact our health. So it's important to be aware of that. And here's a really cool one too. He just takes a fluorescent bulb, just kind of show you right there, there you go. Puts the fluorescent bulb above the head, does a muscle test, and the guy becomes very weak. Just because of the light. You know, light is everything. I mean, think about it. We are light bodies. We are light beings.
Another thing I want to share. The Creator gave us free will. But when the Ruach leaves and the bright leaves, free will no longer be. That will be a thing of the past. Free will is here because the spirit is here. Abba is here. The Ruach is here. Again, when the Ruach leaves, the restrainer leaves, free will be no more.
Here we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants, and we measure your brain waves, and I can immediately tell you how the people react, or I can feel how the people react to your arms.
Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
That's over.
over. Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale. Yeah, I mean, everything is being digitalized, everything is being monitored. In this time of crisis, you have to follow science. It's often said that you should never allow a good crisis to go to waste, because a crisis is an opportunity to also do good reforms that in normal times people will never agree to. But in a crisis, you see we have no chance, so let's do it.